Hey everybody, got some new CDs and records today from Second and Charles. Also did some upgrading to my sound system. So like as of right now, my turntable is plugged into two speakers that I kind of got as a combo. The speakers don't really go up so loud. I mean, okay, so some of the music is kind of really loud, but there's also albums that most of you always should know. The volume just doesn't. It's depressing. That makes the volume not really as loud on some albums, so they're kind of quieter. So it doesn't matter how far I turn up the volume on my speakers, it still really isn't that loud. So of course, I needed to get more power. So what I did was I went and bought a receiver, and I also got a 5-disc CD player. I already have a CD player now, but that CD player, I don't think there's any way to plug it into the receiver. So I went ahead and got a CD player that can plug into the receiver as well, and use the current speakers that are set up on my CD player. So hopefully we'll get more volume, especially out of the records that don't particularly sound too loud. So that combination was only like about $50 from Goodwill. Then I went to Walmart, got the necessary cables I was going to need. I'm going to show the CDs first. And so first we have the first Operation Mindcrime by Queensryche, which is one of those CDs that I think doesn't sound, or one of those records I had that isn't as loud as I would like it to be. This is basically Virgil for my car, or my truck, excuse me, when I go to work and long trips and stuff like that. And for $4.50, not a bad pickup. Also got the debut from Skid Row. I have all the stuff they did with Bach studio-wise. I have all that on vinyl. It's the first one I was able to get for them on CD. Drowning Pool, Sinner. Absolutely love this album. And finally able to put in my collection for $3.95. Not a bad pickup. My first Alice Cooper on CD. I also do have this on vinyl. School's Out. Cherry Pie from Warrant, the second Warrant album. And this album has so many great songs other than the ones that, were played. Like I saw Red and Cherry Pie are pretty much the most well-known. Uncle Tom's Cabin was a big single. It's a really good song. I think You're the Only Hell Your Mama Ever Raised is a great song. They have a pretty good cover of Train. Rainmaker's, Mr. Rainmaker's a good song. So glad to have that, and it wasn't too much. What was it? $3.60. Then I got Lucy, which is either the second or third album from this band, Candlebox. I had the debut on vinyl. My wife bought it for me. I think that's the second one, though. And then the first one from Bush, 16 Stone, at a whopping $4.25. Love this song when it came out. I had a recorded cassette that somebody made me, and I wore that cassette slap out. So that's, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 CDs. And of course, like I said, we've got some vinyl to look at here. The first one is the debut from this death metal supergroup, Bloodbath. The album is titled Resurrection Through Carnage. The records were a bit pricier, but I had some holiday pay on this paycheck. My job graciously paid for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and I happened to have worked both of those days. So, go look at the vinyl here. And this is my first album of theirs. Next is the American metal band Lizzie Borden, Deal with the Devil. So this looks like a 2021 reissue. that I believe originally came out in 2000, if I'm reading this correct. I have Master of Disguise, an original copy of that. So this is my second Lizzie Borden album. So I was really happy to see this. And let's see what we got. Alright, where's opening it? Oh, it's over here. Look at that. That's beautiful. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the album that has American Metal on it, I think. Maybe not. Nope, it's not. But still a good album overall. Next is one of the three bands that made up the original Peaceville Records Death Doom Trio. This band is... I'm just going to end up ripping this whole thing, so I'm going to go trash that plastic. This is Gothic by Paradise Lost. So they, at this point, they'd already, for the most part, gone away from the Death Doom roots that they started. Them and that's a black, just a plain black vinyl. Them and My Dying Bride and Anathema. So now I'm only missing some My Dying Bride to have that. Next up, some more straightforward death metal. From the band Vomitory. All Heads Are Gonna Roll. And this is a 2023 album. It's a pretty good album. I've listened to it before. This is my second one from them. And the day would have not been complete if I hadn't gotten a copy of this. Dactylus Glauramata, or however you pronounce that, from Candlemass. This was a 1990, looks like it says 8, I think, release from the Swedish Masters of Doom. I gotta find a way to be able to keep this, because it has a decent plastic sleeve. I'm not sure how to go about doing this. Let's see if we can just kind of... I think we're going to rip in this whole thing too. It doesn't seem to be a good way to get this out of here without tearing it all apart. And this will be my third Candlemass record. I have a couple on CD as well. I am just bending this jacket all up, just trying to get into it. And watch all this effort be for it probably being just a regular black vinyl. Nope, it'll be garbage. And it is. So, should have just run ahead and ripped it and not even tried to take my time with that. Next up, for the Bay Area Thrashers Exodus, the Atrocity Exhibition Exhibit B. And this actually will have me caught up from Tempo of the Damned, all the way up into the most recent Persona non grata. So now I have to work on the back catalog, and the only one I have from that right now is Fabulous Disaster. And that's what that looks like. Also, it's a gatefold, if you can see all that. This was the third and final studio album with Rob Dukes on vocals. And if you like Rob Dukes, he has at least one other band that I know of, Generation Kill, which is primarily like a crossover thrash type of band. So if you want to find more music with him on it, that's one band I know that he has. I think he may have others, but I don't know them all. Alright, and then we have my third overall album and my second record from this German thrash band, Accuser. The album is The Mastery. These guys are really, really good. This was a limited, this is number 101 of 200 for this specific coloring that they have on this one. And lastly, the only one that I have not heard or heard of, Sadistic Ritual, the Enigma Boundless. And this is a 2022 release. So I looked them up on Google, and they are basically a blackened thrash / death metal is their sound. So it was a decent enough price, like 20 bucks, so I figured worth at least checking out. If I don't like it, I'm sure I can find someone I can send it to, do some kind of trade or something. And there we go. And I always like thrash, so hopefully end up being a pretty good addition. So 7 CDs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 new records. So in total, 15 new albums for the day, plus the new equipment to listen to this stuff on. So overall, a pretty good day. So thank you for watching, and God bless.